Mike has just been taking the piss out of me because I almost started talking before the massive red not recording sign went off the screen, but it didn't quite manage to save myself at the last second. Anyway, Jon is going to talk to us about Glassdoor with his crispy new camera on today's not so critical updates.
I'm a fan of Glassdoor. I like the idea of what they do.
Great.
Thanks, Peter. And thanks for that introduction. Very sweet. But it seems to be a little bit of bullshittery coming from Glassdoor. Basically, Glassdoor has been ordered to reveal identity of a negative reviewer or multiple reviewers to a New Zealand toy maker giant. Company called Zuru has sued Glassdoor, asking to basically or demanding that they provide the contact details of some negative reviewers about working there. So what is Glassdoor? For you who don't know, Glassdoor is a service online, a website where you can go and read what it's like working at different companies. It's a great indicator for potential employees to go look and see, is this a company I want to work for?
I love the name.
Yeah, right. See right through it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a bit of what's the word? I guess a British word would be fitting here, like hogwash. Like it feels like it's kind of bullshit because you go on Glassdoor, at a glance, this company has amazing reviews, and then you scroll one page, and there are the real reviews. So Glassdoor isn't doing too much about fake reviews. Kind of like the Yelp or Amazon review problem. Glassdoor is plagued by the same thing, and it seems like they're not doing nearly as much as Amazon or Yelp or any of the reviewer sites. So back to the article. This toy maker Zuru said that it cost them more money since those people posted the reviews, because they had a harder time finding employees and to fill positions. So it was more money in recruiting costs. And it's like, no fucking shit. That's the point.
Yeah.
The point isn't for you to, I don't know, spend more money. The point is for you to maybe read the review and improve.
Yeah. They said the reason that they were suing was the reviews referred to Zuru as a burnout factory with toxic culture where an incompetent management team consistently talks down to employees and treats them like dirt. To which I say, probably the best way to prove that you're not a shithole company is by suing employees.
Right.
Yeah. I think you're really nailing it, Zuru. Way to demonstrate that you're not a toxic company.
And one of the co-founders, I think I guess the co-founders, their siblings, a group of 3 siblings, and one of the brothers is like posting on Instagram of all his like his flashy lifestyle, and it's just like they've really made an example and are living into they're leaning into the stereotype of what it's like to be a piece of shit co-founder.
I mean, so on the other hand, like you said, fake reviews are a problem on Glassdoor. Maybe these employees are just disgruntled because who even knows why, and they are false reviews. We don't know
so
that.
That's the interesting thing about this, and it's a kind of a quirk of New Zealand law, which is that so the case that was that Zuru won is for discovery. So this really surprised me. Glassdoor actually fought against revealing the anonymous reviews, like the identity of the anonymous reviews. I ended up
only turning it over because of a court order.
Yeah, because of which I mean, kudos to them. I thought they were much scummier people. I thought Glassdoor was scummier than that. I thought they'd be like, yeah, sure, here you go, yeah. it's John and Aaron and probably Mike as well. He was I don't know if he was saying that, but I think I heard something. He was like, it looked shifty. So I actually kudos to Glassdoor for fighting it. But what actually happened now is that now that they have to reveal who it is, the onus is on the people who wrote the reviews to prove that they had an honest opinion. So if they had written the article, written the reviews with the genuinely "I hate Zuru," then that's fine. They're not in any trouble. Which is an interesting thing. I think it's down to they have to kind of come up with corroborating evidence. So private messages that said, yeah, Zuru sucks, or, just something to say, I wasn't writing this because I'm a bitter ex-employee. But yeah, I thought it was interesting.
Which is very interesting because for all the things America doesn't protect you from, this is one of the things where you are actually protected in America, versus New Zealand has not clearly defined what is libel. I think libel. Libel.
Yeah, libel.
When you only read things and you never pronounce them. Foreigner issues. So that's the issue, I think, that a lot of other countries or citizens of other countries are facing, where in America we actually don't really have this problem. A name that or a person that comes to mind is a UK citizen by the name of Craig Wright. Craig Wright is claiming to be, yes, Mike, you're going to have to hit the button, is claiming to be Satoshi Nakamoto.
Craig Wright.
Yeah. And he is saying, basically, he's sued a bunch of people, including the owners of Bitcoin.org. So when you go to Bitcoin.org in the UK and you try to download the Bitcoin Core client, there's a big pop-up message that says, we are not allowed to provide you this. Go here to read more or something. And it's because this fucking guy keeps suing people. Because they're like, if I go out and say, I don't believe Craig Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto, not trying to get sued here, so hypothetically I'm not believing that, then he's gonna go and sue you, saying you're what's the word? It's synonymous with libel.
Defaming.
Libel.
Defaming.
Defamation.
So you're defaming him.
I think
so
it
it was
has to
super
do with
scary stuff.
Written or said.
No, that's slander.
Slandering.
Slander.
So very scary. But nonetheless, not an issue we really have here in the US.
Yeah, in the UK, it's actually kind of fucked because the onus is on the defendant to prove that they are correct. So if I say Mike Sutton is no, hang on, I can't think of anything rude to say. I really quite like Mike. Mike Sutton is a big piece of poo.
Prove it.
Then he can go, no, I am not, sir. I can talk, and I am not. I'm Caucasian. I'm white. Could be white poo, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, so I would have to prove that it's a fact that what I said is actually a factual fact. And,
now, Craig Wright has some strong points to the argument of being Satoshi, but it's very easy to prove that he is by signing a message with the original BTC that he mined, and he still hasn't. So I still don't believe him. Anyway. Moving back onto Glassdoor, something scary this is why I said it felt like they're kind of bullshitting, is there was a lawsuit from a government contractor, I think in 2017, that sued Glassdoor for something similar to provide basically the data of these reviewers. And they were charged $500 a day until they provided the information. And then that kind of just went away. So we have to assume that Glassdoor did provide this data, and when they were asked to comment, they were like, "We're not going to answer anymore."
Sorry,
but again, under court order.
Sure, but it's kind of scary in a way. So I thought of a way. Now you've already hit the button, Mike. You don't need to hit it again. I thought of a way of how to do something like this to protect the identity of the reviewers.
Oh boy.
And I think something like IPFS hosted an IPFS hosted service would probably be a good solution. Something where you can't take it down, you can't oversee it. You kind of just have to just let it out into the world.
Why? I mean, why can't you just not record their name?
Well, I guess maybe compliance, know your customer kind of stuff.
Maybe, I suppose. Then you
now you're going to start me on anonymity again.
God.
Yeah. So
I love it.
The real reason you want anonymity. You don't.
It's just like the service Blind. I'm on Blind. I love reading that bullshit. So Blind is an app very similar to Glassdoor. You have to log on. You have to register with your work email. And they claim not to store this information once you've right, exactly. So it's the same kind of problem, I think.
That was a dating app I used way back, which was you had to connect your LinkedIn account, which was I know it was for like professionals.
That's a recipe for blackmail.
Right. And the thing is that you look at the people's profiles and they would be like, this Zara S is a digital content marketing expert at, or some really very specific title for Zara S. Like, okay, I think I probably Google that person for that much information.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, like Glassdoor, they ask you what your role is. Like if you're trying to do a salary comparison, they ask you what your role is. Several times I've been the only person in that role at a company. So you're like, I wonder who that might be.
What you have to do is they'll let you do vague roles. So like I've posted as like an analyst before. And like, what the fuck? That could be 10,000 different jobs. Like, so, and they'll let you through with something super big. Like
co-founder at Company X. I cannot recommend working in this place. It's a toxic working environment, and the founder, at least one of the founders, is a terrible human being.
Well, possibly you could leave a positive review.
Yeah, well,
but
you could, with hindsight, obviously, in hindsight, you could go make a fake account and leave reviews that are honest, but you'd have to take multiple measures to protect yourself because they're recording not only name and email, but also IP. And once an IP is grabbed, you can subpoena the ISP for the date and whatever, who it was registered, who it was assigned to at that date, like whatever. My point is, scary kind of leads me to not want to use services like that anymore. Not that I've said a bunch of bullshit. It's just I
never probably did because I literally just assumed that there is no way my information would stay private, given a shit ton of possible outcomes. And
so anyway, I gotta go. I got some cleanup to do online, unrelated to Glassdoor.
If you're watching you're probably signed in if you're watching on YouTube, so you're already being tracked. Given that clicking the like button doesn't that lets you register an opinion without giving away any additional personal information because you're already logged in, so you've got nothing to lose. Just
you're already watching.
You're watching the show
because you already like the video.
Yeah.
So this far in the episode, so you must like
100%,
it, right?
100%. Click the like button. Join our Discord.
Tell us how much you like it in the comment.
We'll talk again tomorrow.